Hey everybody, this is Double RPG here, and welcome to another episode of Double RPG Let's Play with Tales of Phantasia on the Super Famicom. In today's episode, we are going to the Elven Forest of Ymir to repair the Moonstone Ring as well as the other ring that is with us in order to make our way over to Midgard so that way we can get the contract with Luna imminent. Anyway, let's get on with this episode that's already in progress, shall we? And we finally made it to the Ymir Forest, and Ymir is also from Norse mythology, and what I know from the name Ymir, it's actually a name, it's the name of a frost giant who found his own race, and so you could say that Ymir is the founder of the frost giants, founder of the frost giants in Norse mythology, but was later killed by the boars. Well, not like, not like pigs or anything, but more like B-O-R-R-S. I'll have to do a little bit more research onto that subject, but yeah, that's what Ymir is in Norse mythology, and is a really important figure to that as well. So anyway, here we are at the Ymir Forest, and notice that we have Klesmit and Clorth in for this mission. As we cannot bring Archie because only coming to the Ymir Forest would mean that she would be persecuted by the elves there, since half-elves are forbidden, and she is the only half-elf that is among our group. And I'll show you some of the battles that are here, but I'm just going to warn you right now that when you're here fighting against these enemies, I would recommend that you have a long weapon, kind of like the Gungnir or some type of spear when you're fighting against the enemies. Especially the snake men or whatever, the lizard men, because these guys, even though they kind of look like lizards in knight armor, kind of like Lizard Man in Soul Calibur, but these guys have petrification added into their weapons, so sometimes when they hit you, you have the tendency of getting petrified. There is a blue type of lizard men, much later once we get inside the forest just beyond, the current one where we're at right now, but yeah, it'll have paralysis embedded in its weapon, and it could paralyze your parties, any party member that it hits, so yeah, you have to be careful. And here's the snakeman right now, and I'm just gonna let you know that these guys I totally hate with the utmost passion, because of the stone spell that they have on them. It's just completely ridiculous. And you can't even use weapons against water against these guys or whatever, because they'll absorb the water. And we noticed that Mint has gotten petrified too, so yeah, we'll have to try to get her de-petrified, or use a needle to heal the petrification. Oh! Jerks! Oh, gosh. Yeah, you're gonna hate fighting against these guys a lot. And that's why you need to bring in so many remedy bottles when you're going into this forest. Now, there is a stopping point to where we can get the, what can we get? Oh, where we can buy some more of the remedy bottles and such, but that doesn't take away from the fact that these guys... Ugh, Jesus. Come on. Ugh, even though Clarth didn't get the experience, it doesn't matter. We just want to defeat these guys one way or the other. So, yeah, when you're coming to this forest, be prepared to die a lot because of those guys. So, you're gonna have to be careful with the utmost passion, and you have to be on caution a whole lot when you're fighting against these guys. And there is an accessory when we go deeper inside the forest that's just beyond the Elven Village that will help you fight off against the snake men or whatever, because they won't be able to petrify you with the type of accessory that you can equip. But it's just only one, and I would recommend equipping that for Kless once we find it. But yeah, I'll show you where it is once we get to the forest beyond the Elven Village. And we did get a sage back there. That is another type of herb, and what it will do is that it will increase 5% of your HP. Kind of like the Savory will increase 5% of your tech points. The amount of tech points that you have, kind of, you know, you get the idea. And there's some more... there's actually a few lavenders in this area, which is good, because we can use all the lavenders we can to increase Kless's strength. And yes, this area, the Ymir Forest, or Lake Ymir, or whatever, it's the Lake of Ymir. It's actually, it's also featured in Tales of Symphonia, but we won't get to that till much, much later. But other than that, let's go ahead and head it towards the Elven Village. And there is Archie in her broom, because she couldn't resist, staying in Alvanista, because she's so bored. Or she's so bored staying there. But here we are at the Elven Village. And we show them Alvanista's crest, to where we can go inside the village, based on their permission. And here's the guy that's in charge of the Elven Village. His name is Rambard, but if you play the GBA version or the PS1 fan translation by Absolute Zero, his name is actually Brambert. But we'll just call him Rambard, like they show in this game. Kind of like how we're calling Lundgrim Runeglom, as they call him in this game, based on this translation. Okay, so we asked him if there was any way we can fix the rings, and he tells us to go prepare for at least a day's journey. So that's what we're going to do right now. Now, we can go in the weapon shop, but they won't sell us any items because they only sell bows. And this is a place we want to come to when we go to the future, because we will have Chester back in our party, and we will get him a very strong weapon. Okay, here we are at the dime store. And we can get some holy bottles if we want to, and some dark bottles, although I don't use dark bottles that much, because, going through the mini battles as it already is, with this game, I would just tend to stay away from dark bottles. But I'm just going to show them to you, just for the heck of it, just for show. Okay, now this is the place where we can get some more items. And here's some books right over there. They tell you a little bit about the Elven race, like about how their lifespan is gradually longer than that of a human being. Like with their genetics, they can tend to live around 1,000 years, whereas the humans in this game, the average lifespan of a man is 80 years. So yeah, it's a little unique piece of info about this game's, I guess you could say, biology, or, lifespan of the races or whatever. Or science or something. We want to stay, maybe we want to, nope, there's nothing we need to do here at the end. Okay, I think we can go ahead and head northward towards to the forest just north of the village. And we're going to be looking for Heimdall, the holy place of the Elven people, which is a large stone with marked engravings that are left by the dwarves, by the ancient dwarven race. And here we are at Treant's forest, and what we need to do is we need to take this path and follow the trail of the bush babies that are hanging around the forests, and that way we can get to Heimdall much quickly. But of course, there's going to be places inside this place that embed some treasures and such. Yes, and if you're asking, this theme was also in Tales of Symphonia, when you make it to the Lake of Ymir, or the lake, yeah, the Ymir Forest or whatever. But the rendition of that song, when comparing to this game's rendition, it's it's a little bit different, but but mostly it's still the same. But both renditions are still pretty good. But the one in Tales of Symphonia tends to run a little bit longer for some reason. And I have to say, this game probably has the best rendition of the song when comparing this original to the other remakes. Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure if we're supposed to go this way, but let's see. Actually, yeah, we were. And there's some treasure chests over here that we can grab. Yeah, make sure you grab the treasure chests that are inside this place. There's some more bush babies. we would take the north path, because I think that's where we need to go. Is it? Nope. Just leads us to another treasure chest, and gives us another reverse doll that we don't need. But, yeah, whatever. And there's nothing over there at the right, so I think we need to take the south path. Oh, wait a minute. Did I say north path when going down that one way? When that led us to where the reverse doll was? That actually should be south path. Okay, this is the south path that we need to take. So, now behind this tree, I think. Actually, where are you going? Oh, okay. There's a protect ring. Now, I was gonna say the tree that's right over there to the left. Behind that tree, that is where the Gorgon's Eye is located, and that is what we need to use in order to protect ourselves from the lizardmen who petrify us and whatever. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know about that right there. So just go ahead and just leave it as it is, and I'll pick it up before I make it to the next save point to get back to the village. Anyway, here is Heimdall. The legend of Ymir states that a magical spirit is sleeping with the confines of this stone, and Klar says origin. Yes, and during the Ragnarok War, well, whatever. And now they finally understand that Origin may be the only one who's able to fix the rings, because Origin is the lost king of the dwarves, as this game puts it. But in Tales of Symphonia, Origin is known as the King of Spirits. Yeah, notice how there's 2 rings, because we ended up with 2 instead of 1 this time. But the second ring that we're going to get is going to play a very important role to get a summon spirit once we're in the future. So yeah, be at least happy that we managed to get it. And yes, they are absolutely gorgeous wherever they are. And north of Freyland Continent and south of Midgard lies the Tower of 12 Stars, and that is probably where we'll find Luna, as Rambard tells us. Anyway, we got ourselves the Moonstone Ring and the Topaz Ring, so let's go ahead and head on back over to the Elven Village. Okay, here we are, we're back. And the elf says they caught a stranger, which is a half-elf. And listening to what is going on, yeah, they know who that voice is. Of who was following us? Yes, it was Archie. Ugh. Well, I got bored. They're starting to shave my beautiful skin. But Rambard says that, they said they can't make any exceptions because any half-elves that come into the village must be put to death. And, yeah. But the innkeeper says that she'll take her place and just let her go for her sake. And reluctantly, Rambard agrees. But the elves don't think it's that wise. But regardless, they do it. And the innkeeper feels very sorry for her and says that she loves her with all her heart. I think Archie's going to realize something. Yep, she finally knows that her mother lives in this village. The one that told her to take her place. Poor Archie. Well, at least she knows that her mother's alive at this point, but regardless, I think this is probably a good spot to where we can go ahead and we can wrap up this episode. So, next time on Double RPG Let's Play with Tales of Phantasia on the Super Famicom, we are going to go to the northern continent, just north of Freyland, to where Midgard is, and hopefully we can go into the Tower of 12 Stars, so that way we can forge a contract with Luna to join our side before the Valhalla conflict. Anyway, if you have not done so already, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter with the links in the description. And be sure to check out Mr. Retro Kid 91's YouTube channel, where Insatiable Gaming started between me, him, and some other people. And if you like what you saw, be sure you rate this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave comments below to let me know what you guys thought of the episode. And be sure to check out the links below those descriptions that I talked about, because the links below those descriptions are the ones for Operation Rainfall that I'm being very strong support of to try to get the games The Last Story, Xenoblade, and Pandora's Tower localized in the North American market. But be sure you visit Operation Rainfall's pages and give them your full strong support if you want those RPGs that are on the Wii over here in the North American market. Other than that, take care of yourselves, gamers, and I'll see you on the next episode. See you guys then.